Hello everybody, I'm Joey Pamukko from pamukko101.com, and this video is about observations about posture and what kind of very weird phenomena there are related to posture and especially to bad posture. I know I have suffered from bad posture for 20 or 30 years, so I have made observations about my own body, and even if they are weird, we are not dismissing any observations in here. We take all of them seriously. In the end, we might come to a conclusion that some observations are mirage, but everything needs to have an explanation, whether it is real or not or whatever. And one of the most weird effects is that problems, they come and go. There can be the same similar looking problem that very much exists at one moment, and a couple of seconds later it does not exist at all. And for example, the most notable of these is the possibility of person who have kyphosis to go into hyperextension in their upper back, upper core. And I noticed this very much, that whenever I was standing or sitting, I was unable to go hyperextension in any kind of way that didn't feel very, very hard and very awkward. But for some reason at the gym and in the back extension machine, it was very easy. And what is the difference between being standing or sitting and being in the back extension machine at the gym? In one case, going to hyperextension is very easy. In other case, it's almost impossible. And this would need to have an explanation from theory of biomechanics. What explains this phenomena? And I have never heard anybody even discuss this very weird issue at all, let alone to be able to explain it. And we will later find out that Pamukko 101 theory of biomechanics is able to explain this issue. And then there are some of the less severe weirdness issue, but stuff that is still interesting to think about. And one of the weird effects is that the morning and evening posture is about the same. And this is, if the main theory is that the muscle strength plays into role of determining the posture, it is very weird that in the morning, when the muscles are fresh from the long rest, the posture is about the same as in the evening. You might even go to the gym and work out the muscles to the exhaustion, and they are very tired and not very have lost very much of the strength during the day. But how is the posture still the same compared to the morning when the muscles were fresh? And then one of the weird effects is the feelings would suggest that there is some kind of breaking the laws of physics ongoing. Because, for example, if a person with a bad posture tries to go into hyperextension in the upper back, it feels that they need to constantly use the backside muscles to hold their core in this hyperextension. but if they are standing and they are in hyperextension, the gravity should be pulling the hyperextended upper back and further into the hyperextension, but this doesn't feel to happen. And so what's the explanation that of this weird effect that even in a situation where one could imagine that the gravity would help hold the position, you still need to use your own muscles to help the gravity, and that's very, very weird. And then this is a question that is this breaking of physics, is this real, or is this just a mirage? Maybe it's similar than optical illusions. But the biomechanics should be able to determine whether this is a real or mirage or whatever it is. And then there's a effect that the lack of the feeling the muscle has been going away, and there are some muscles that you can't feel. For example, glutes are one muscle that quite a lot of people have trouble feeling them, and even if they are contracting, they can't feel the glutes contract. And this is something that also would like to have an explanation. But then there's some sort of correlation between having a bad posture and not having great body control and muscle control. And this correlation between these two issues would also like to be explained. So that's about it, and see you in next video.